Ooh, that sugar sweet, you got what I need. Sipping on the potion, all that good emotion, just my kind of heat. Keep it on repeat, tested by the motion, loving this devotion. Live it up, sweet emotion. Every time, every night, you and I on a roll.
Beach house, boat. Beach house, boat. I think possibly the last 18 months has told us all the answer, it's definitely the boat. And today I'm on one such example. I'm on an example that I've actually personally got quite a lot of experience with. So yeah, I'm kind of excited for this. I'm on a boat that will bring you awesome weekends. It will bring you that relaxing, fun experience that you want with your family. And it'll do it in such a way that is quite easy for you. It's all about maximum enjoyment and minimum fuss. My name's Dan Jones. This is Dan's Boat Life, and today I am on the Sealine C335. This is a new, upgraded, redesigned version of the C330, a boat which I have personally sold many units of. Sealine, it's a brand from Germany. Originally, these guys were from England. They were built there for near on 40 years. They were a very popular family, a boat brand that appealed to families. And then they got bought out by the Hansi Group. You probably say that differently, but that's my Australian pronunciation. And I think they loaded up about 90 trucks worth of gear, shipped it all across their factory in Germany. I've been there myself many times. It's an amazing facility. These guys, everyone, the mustaches are still really in fashion over there, and the overalls, but they're quite serious about what they do. They run a good program and they build a good boat. And the Sealine brand, it's all about families. Their main markets are up around the Baltic Sea, UK and Mediterranean. So they're not really fishing focused. They are family focused. They are give you protection from the wind, give you protection from the sun, and allow you to go away on short holidays. That's what this 335 does, and this is a redesigned or remodeled version of the 330. There is a benefit to you as the purchaser of a remodeled Series 2, whatever you want to call it, style of boat. It means they've improved all those little areas that over years and years and years of ownership and hundreds of boats being built, people giving valuable and genuine feedback on these things. When you give a designer that feedback and an opportunity to tweak it here and there, you just get a better boat. So that's what I've experienced so far. I have just done a test drive. I've looked at the boat from the drone as well. And now I'm going to give you the walkthrough. I've got a bit of a feel for what these boats are like already, but I'm going to discover along the way with you. So come with me. This is walkthrough time. I'm going to go out the back of the boat. We are in Sydney's beautiful Patonga. So we started out in all the beaches. We've just come to the Central Coast. I mentioned this in my test drive video. The Boathouse Group, these guys have the best selection of boating-friendly restaurants around Sydney. You've got to check out this one. Really, really good food, boat access facilities. You can pull up to the dock, tie up to the dock, or anchor just off. You've got a swimming beach just here. I'm listening to the birds. It's really, really great. And this is exactly what you do on a boat like this. So, out the back of the boat, this one has the extended swim platform. So you're adding probably about a metre or so to the length of the boat, and it's a fixed platform. It's not raising. The reason why you don't have a raising swim platform on a 33-foot boat, and I will have to keep reminding you that this is only 33 feet because there's a lot on board. It's just because of the centre of gravity. If you try to put all those all the hydraulics and the operational equipment for a high-low platform, most boats, you're going to tip the centre of gravity aft and it won't work. So we have a fixed platform. It increases this usable party space by this much. It's all teaked. You can see where the boat would end if you didn't choose that platform, but most people do because it's a really, really nice place to hang. A lot of people will custom fit stainless steel bars or rails out the back here, so you might do a tender davit system for your inflatable tender. You might put other toys on the back or fish cutting boards out here as well. As we make our way through, we can see a gas hob that's probably been installed locally, but that's just for mounting a barbie. So there's probably going to be a facility for that. Anyway, I'm sure it's coming soon. This is a brand new boat. I don't think it's been fully commissioned just yet. Hot and cold shower just out here. Making our way along the back of the boat. We actually just have, that's an air intake into the engine bay, which is below and we'll come back to later. And our first major improvement. This, I remember when they first designed this boat, I said to one of the guys in the factory, I said, why does the seat only face forward? Well, we want to face aft and look at the sea. And he was like, who would want to look at the sea? In his German accent. I was like, okay, maybe that's the difference between boating in Germany and Australia. But this now folds down. You undo a thingamajig, I'll cut to a shot of that. It works seamlessly and it turns into a nice sun lounge. So you can be here relaxing, enjoying this, protected from the wind, or looking back as people are having a good time. So that's cool, I like that. We have this beautiful big stainless steel entry doorway. This is the kid and doggy door. The way it operates, lift, turn, and it's got a little spot. It only goes back down into its stainless steel lock just there and there. But let's check this out. Oh yeah, so nice. It's super comfy. The foam feels a little bit softer than the foam stuff they used to use. We've still got this Silvertex material. This is definitely my favourite seat, but how much space do we have here? Like one, probably, yeah, two for a big person, 3, 4, 5, 6, like probably 7 actually, but that's 6 people easily. And there is a removable teak lunch table, which slots into these 2 holders just here. So this area, you can have this as your alfresco dining spot, or you can just keep things simple and use the indoor table, which we'll get to in a second. So underneath these seats, storage and storage just there. The cockpit is all teak. Now I know in Australia, we love our teak, but we don't like too much teak because with the sun, if you have it up on the foredeck, it's just going to require a little bit more maintenance. So this one quite sensibly gone for the GRP side decks and the bow, and just the teak in the areas that we use where we want to have the nice feeling underfoot, the extra grip that it does give you. So that's kind of nice. So why don't you guys come over here with the camera and turn around and face me back here? So I want you to see this area because this is kind of cool. So if you can see everything here, the design, and this was part of the early stages with the Bill Dixon styling, but there's a functionality to it. This roof section goes all the way out the back here, and there is a concertina sunshade which goes all the way up to here. So we can be in the open air and in the sunshine. So a nice winter sun, it would be good. But for the rest of the year, you can have this closed and this whole area is protected, and there's drains. So the water, it's going to come off this material, go into the drain and go forward and aft. So you're not going to have water dripping in. So that's kind of cool. We've got, these just look like shore power connectors, manual bilge pumps and diesel fuel stops just there as I make my way in. But yeah, got the shade, and then we have the entertainment station. So we have the optional table there, which is removable, but we have this fixed serving bar. So now this one here, this has been varnished by the local dealers. I think that's a nice touch, but we've got the 3 hinges, stainless steel, very simple. So if you want it out of the way, you can have half size or you can open it up, and it's got this support here, which is also a grab handle when you're underway. That's perfectly logical because the galley is right here, and it's a much better galley as what I have seen on the earlier models. We still have the fridge, so that's the slide-out drawer fridge with the little freezer thingamajiggy in there, and we've got some courtesy lights dotted. This is them as we make our way around. I can see them all the way around the boat as I'm walking. So coming into the boat, below me on some hydraulic, on some gas struts I should say, you just undo these 2 clips here and you can actually get into the engine bay. I'm going to come back to that because I want to talk about all this before I do. if you think about traditional boats in this sort of size range, for anything in the 35 to 40 foot, for many, many years, there was a bucket load of covers and clears and zippers and just essentially work for you. And what I like about this design, and look, don't get me wrong, open boats with zippers and covers when on a nice day, it's cool and you feel cool and it's sexy and I enjoy that. But if you're trying to have the floating holiday house, that's maybe just adding too much complexity for your day or for your weekend. And having something as simple as this really does, it just makes for easier weekends. So this comes down, I've got a concertina door just here, which just slides across. I'm not going to do it all the way actually. I'll just leave that one like so. But it just locks into place at the beginning and at the end of your day. It's just, oh, yep, okay, ready to rock and roll. Open that one, let's turn the batteries on, let's go boating. So, like, when you cut that time down, your time on the water, having a good time, is increased. And when you're trying to manage other people or all your bags and all your things, it just sort of makes sense. So come in here. We have curtains. We've got privacy curtains. So of an evening, if you're facing the marina and it's all illuminated here and you don't want everyone nosying in at you from the dock, that is possible to get some privacy. But what do I see? Heaps of improvements. They've really lifted the overall feel of this interior, and classic Germans, there's lots of extra practical features that I can see all the way around the boat compared to the original model. But why don't we'll start here. I'll talk about everything here and then I'll go to the galley just so you guys can follow me along. So this just used to be a bit of a nothing cupboard, but now we've got, very sensibly, this is your heart of the boat. So I've got all my systems operation and I can see it's been designed in such a way, if you're an electrician, you can get in there and access the wires from behind. So that's really, really clever. These are good latches. They're going to last a long time. And we've got a little reading light. So if you've got your diary or some little bits and pieces that need to go somewhere and you need to access or read something of an evening or read a book whilst you're underway at night and you don't want to ruin the skipper's night vision, you can do that, which is cool. The inside seating, like this is a similar size to what I see outside. So if you were, say, just doing a day boat, we've got our 6 people there. We can also do, it's got some cushions there, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's the best seat, 6. So you can have all your party of 6 for al fresco, and if it gets too cold, you bring them inside, or you do a big day boat session and you have 12 people. So, like, that's cool. That makes perfect sense. And these ones, the foam isn't as thick, but they're quite comfortable. I feel like I've got more. This seat's longer than this seat. So this one, this length here is a little bit shorter. So this is quite large and it would be a bit of a love nest if you so desired. And I know they've actually redesigned this as well. This particular boat doesn't have this as an option, but it's now possible through a little bit of clever engineering to fold it as a forward-facing seat. So I think that's a great idea because when you're going places, if you're going to transit from destination A to destination B and it's, say, half an hour's driving, people enjoy to sit up and see what the skipper's seeing, and it's also more enjoyable at times for the skipper. So in saying that, this is super social. I love that it's a big U-shaped, all facing galley and skipper. So if you're the lucky one that's driving for the day, you're going to feel part of the action. You're going to be talking to all your friends and enjoying the journey. That's clever. So any of you fat blokes, if you need to get out, you don't have to worry about getting around whoever's there. So that's sensible. I can still lean back here and be quite comfortable, put my arms up on the backrest. The other thing, this is not a change for the 335, it was part of the original design, but it's worth noting, this windows goes all the way down to deck level. So not only does that make it a little bit easier and safer to drive during tight turns because you've got wonderful visibility, it just creates a really nice feeling of connection with the water. Like, I can see everything here from this seated position. So I really feel like I'm out enjoying the day, but I'm not getting beaten up by direct sunlight because it is a protected boat. You know, we still have, you know, a little bit of breeze coming through. I feel nice and secure. So that's cool. This table drops up and down, so then there's a cushion to go over the top of this and create one big day bed. So technically, whilst it's a 2-cabin boat, you could sleep, you know, another set of kids on this, which just goes back to the whole family nature of it. Now I'm going to talk about the galley. So you guys follow me around and we'll try and cover as much of this as we can. It's worth noting this area here, it's on a little step up, which I like. So I don't find that to be a trip hazard because you're either going to be stepping into the saloon area or transiting forward and aft from the galley to the cabins or the helm. And what that does is raise the seating a little bit to enable all these people here to enjoy a better view. So that's sensible. Actually, just before I get there, new grab handle just here, reading light, a couple of drink holders. The earlier models were lacking a little bit on drink holders. And this is a much nicer, cleaner look in terms of the dash. So that's definitely a step up from the earlier models. Even this, even the surround for the opening sunroofs, much higher quality than what I saw on the earlier models. So that's cool. But I'll stay on the galley and we'll get around to all that. So the original galleys just had one big lift up, but this quite sensibly has split into two. So if you have a few things on the bench here, you don't have to move all your stuff off if you want to get in and access the gas cooker or the sink. So we've got a twin stainless steel sink here, hot and cold, 2 burner gas. There's options for electric as well, but being a yacht manufacturer, a lot of yachties, they're not afraid of gas, and you shouldn't be. It's fine as long as you know how to be safe with it. You're not going to blow yourself up. And if you are, maybe you shouldn't have a boat license in the first place. Anyway, so that's more practical. I like that from an operational perspective. I see more power plugs. I've got one up there and 2 here. So that's quite clearly for a coffee machine and someone mounting a TV up there. That seems logical. What do we see here? Okay, so nice big drawer. Oh, there's another little drawer hidden behind here. That's cool. That's the kind of drawer you would put, like, you might have cutlery here. We'll see. Or it could be someone just hide your valuables because it's a bit hidden away. And then a shallow drawer, cleverly designed. So this is the foods fridge just here. And then we make our way through. There's not going to be anything here because that's the sink. Drawer, decent size, another drawer, and another drawer. By the way, all the catches and latches on these are good stainless steel. These things are going to last. That's well built. And then, okay, this will do. Maybe you can put some cutting boards here, some fry pans there. And, oh, okay, so this is deeper. So this will be good for pots. So if you want to boil stuff on the stove, that'll work there. And wait a sec. That's new. So a sensible rubbish bin. Yeah, okay. Okay, so that's proper rubbish. You could do some pots and pans and extra cleaning gear in there. And then we have another drawer here, and that's going to be the gas cooker behind there. So plenty of places to put things, but not over there because I know there's underfloor storage. So 1 and 2 great big bins here. Now these are deep. You could put your safety grab bags in here, or say like extra wine or beer if you're going away for a long time and you want to store heavy items. That makes perfect sense to put them down there. But there's actually more. So if we keep going, these stairs hinge up, and this down here, it's actually a dual functional area. So it's access to your wiring loom, your holding tank, other service and equipment that maybe needs occasional servicing or checking by an engineer. But it's also a great place for winter storage items, things or summer storage items. So if you do clears around the back of the boat, you're not really going to use clears in summer because it'll just turn that back area into a hot box, but you might enjoy it in winter. So you might rip those clears off and store them down here so you're not having to transit things out of your garage and back onto the boat and all that palaver. So This is a great area for that, and you could literally hide naughty kids down here if they weren't behaving and lock them in, and there'd still be plenty of air, and you probably can't even hear them, I reckon. That's a joke. Please don't do that. I know YouTube, everything lasts forever, so I gotta be careful what I say. But this is a lovely new helm seat. So big improvement on the original. I've just been driving, enjoying this seat. I love the design. So it's a slightly offset design. We have this L shape here, which makes it easy for you to get in and out of the helm seat. But this side on starboard is a neat and comfortable little armrest. So I quite like that. And the mechanism for the up-down, although it seems like a small thing, when you need this to go up, you kind of want it to work, because it's generally when you're trying to focus on parking the thing and you want to be looking somewhere else, not at your seat. Works beautifully. You can use it also as a high seat for short asses like me if you need to sit up and you get more visibility. So that's great. This opening door, it's a no-brainer. So much benefit for these, not only for ventilation, but for access forward and aft. So this enables this boat to be a true single operator, because you can go forward, check the anchor, pick up a mooring, or grab your lines. So when all your mates, are sitting around here, whether they're kids who aren't into boating or don't know, or whatever, might have just had a few too many sherbets and incapable of accessing the lines, that's fine. Just let him relax in the love seat and you can sort it all out. So that's great. And I have filmed a test drive video. So I'm not going to go through all the controls here. If you want to understand a bit more about this and the boat's performance, just subscribe. I will edit that and upload that separately. And while I'm on that, if you're liking this content, just give us a like. Share it around with your mates. I'm really enjoying making all this. So I don't really know where this channel is going to go. I just want to keep testing cool boats and bring it to you guys. But maybe give it a share, give it a like, and leave me a comment if you want me to do something better than what I currently am. I'm listening. So that's that. As I make my way through, I see there's a new step. So that's just an easy little design element, stepping up onto these seats. So that's cool. Downlights, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is all going to illuminate, and we have a nice textured finish. So it's not all fiberglass everywhere. You've got fiberglass in the practical places, but a textured finish elsewhere to make it look good. So this is whilst it's got a warm, inviting, beautiful kind of feel, it's also very practical. Like you can spill stuff here, and here, and behind the galley. It's not going to matter. Like you can just clean it up. Before I go downstairs, I've got to show you these blinds. So these are essentially ocean air blinds, and they just pull down like that, knocks the light right down, complete privacy, and we've got blinds all the way around, or at least up both sides. So this area, once again, at a marina, if you want that privacy, you've got it, and they're really easy to operate. The other thing is, I've used these before, you can just set them at whichever height. So if the sun started to go down, it's really belting on your face, you just set it at the appropriate height. There is one for the helm door as well, and it makes it a little bit more comfortable. Come with me, we'll go check out downstairs. Welcome below. This is a real step up from the 330. There's a lot going on here, so I'll just try and take you through what I see. The first things first, this bed, it's huge. It's really, really nice, high quality foam, and it's this is going to be 2 meters long. There's the design allows for your throw cushions to all go behind the bed here, and you can also pad it up, and you could, with cushions, sit up in bed, I reckon. You've got reading lights on either side, so they just tap on like that and that. And one thing worth noting, all of these reading lights right the way throughout the boat, they've actually got USB chargers in them, so you can plug in a little USB and charge your devices. So that's sensible. But starting on this side and sort of making our way around, so just make sure you can see me there. We've got this nice mirror just set up here, and then you open up, and in behind we've got hanging and some shelves just there. As we make our way through, this all used to be wasted space on the earlier model. So now Now it's all utilised, so you could put books and things in here, you could put phones there, other bits and pieces, because you've got this long stainless steel ledge all the way along, so that's going to be useful and able to be utilised for something sensible. We've got blinds, just pop down here. These are fixed windows. You wouldn't want these to open because that's going to get wet as you're underway. We've got mood lighting just under here, so mood strip lighting here on that side as well, and then some down lights just in the middle of the cabin just there, and lots of soft furnishings. So whilst you've got the textured fiberglass, you've got soft furnishings breaking it all up, so it's kind of it's got a very plush, quite a plush feel to it. When you lie down on the bed, you've got 1, 2, 3 windows, which if you flip the sun lounge open, you can actually use this one as an emergency exit or some ventilation. So that'll face forward, it'll lock in the open position and suck some air down here if you wish. You can air condition this cabin as well. And on the starboard side, we've got an opening port as well. And then pretty much mirroring everything we just saw on port on the starboard side as well. Another thing worth pointing out before I get down to the base of the bed is this window is new, and I like that they've done this. So this is looking into the footwell up on the bow, and it's just bringing a lot more light into the boat, and I think it makes this like a proper cabin to enjoy your days. So you don't always want to be up there on the foredeck in the sun reading a book. You know, it does get too hot. So this, with this hatch open and some air flowing through, would be quite a pleasant space just to be down here and reading a book. And you wouldn't need any lights on, because with all of these hatches just around the boat, or the windows I should say, you've got plenty of natural light, and you can block them off because they've all got these ocean air blinds on each one. So that's cool. So just making my way to the base of the bed, we also have, okay, let me just, oh, they're all locked. Okay, so we've got 4 drawers. So his and hers, 1, 2, 3, 4, which is really good for, you know, some of your, maybe your cold day clothes, or extra bedding can go in there. So, you know, a couple are going to be very well catered for in this cabin for, you know, a weekend away. Access into the bilge here and here, and that's just through suction cups. I think we should move from here, and I'll go into the head, and you guys can just follow me and have a quick look. Now this head is a definite step up compared to the C330. So everywhere I look, the finishings are nicer, the sink and the fittings are all higher quality. But the first thing that is worth pointing out, it was not a complaint, it's just, what do you do in 33 feet of length? You just have to maximize your volume, and they didn't have a separate shower or any ability in the earlier model, but in this one we now have a proper separate shower, and they have incorporated it within the head, but they've done it sensibly. So I'm sitting on a flip up seat here, so the head is below me just there, so that's an electric Jabsco macerated toilet. I'm standing on a nicely finished teak floor, which is the wet area, and then you've got a sump pump that's going to draw the water out from there. And then we've got this, you know, nice finishings around the boat. It's an all a wet area, so we've got smooth fiberglass here and here, but we've got a Corian finish, fancy tap holder, and a fancy shower head just up there, which is all completing this sort of area a little bit. And then in terms of putting your shower thingamajiggies, so your shampoo and your that other stuff that you use for your hair, conditioner, that's right, that can all go here, and soap. But your toilet operation here, and then you've got the holding tank gauge just there. So it's really sensibly laid out. Just give me the camera for a second. I will show you guys. I'll close this door, and here you go. See, hopefully we haven't lost too much light there, but we've got a nice big mirror there, and then you can see out just there with a blind. And actually, I'll turn these lights on whilst I'm here, so you can see that better. Look at that. We've got nice strip lighting, which just finishes this whole area. You've got Corian, you've got a stone finish just backing there, and a dark timber. It's got sort of fancy hotel vibes, so I like to see that. And then we've got sensible storage just under here and on the other side. So that's quite good. So come with me, and we're going to go into the guest cabin, which on a 33-foot boat is amazing. So if you are a tall guy or girl, and I mean really tall, you're going to be happy in this cabin. But before I get there, I'll just talk to you about what I'm seeing and feeling. You know, I'm 5'7". I've still got a couple of inches above my head here. Then when I stand underneath this window, it really does increase by quite an amount, because you've got the extra height with the window. You can pull the shade just across either side, so you can completely block out the light, or you can pull the fly screen across just to knock down the light a little bit. We've got soft furnishings on the top, and then we've got the timber finish on the sides here and here, and we've got another mirror, which is good. You know, people like this sort of stuff. So that's another hanging area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves, and they're deep as well. And then you've got the sensible seat just here with a ledge underneath for putting your shoes. And then when it comes to the bed, it really is a top-notch bed, this one. I can see I've got an air conditioning outlet just over there, but I'm going to go up to the end just to try and give you some perspective. So this thing is huge. It's actually designed for 3 kids or 2 adults, and it's designed to go either this direction, so 1, 2, 3, if you've got kids that need to be accommodated, or 2 adults like this. Now, if look, actually, you'd probably be around the other way because that's the reading light up that end, but just to give you an idea. So once again, I'm 5'7". I can't touch the end. So this is for the tall people, and you can still sit up in bed. You can sit up here. If your head's on that end, you're going to feel comfortable. You've got quite an amount of space up here because this is the saloon seating area. That's why it takes this shape up here. So you've got a ledge along here, you've got blinds, you've got strip mood lighting, you've got the individual lights, you have the down lights, you've got an air conditioning outlet, and you've got a center pull-out piece just here if you're going to turn that into the single beds. And just having the option to do 3 kids, you know, I don't know any other boats of this size that you can do that on. So that's pretty impressive. Okay, here we are down in the engine bay, and it's a super easy engine bay to access on this 335. It's the same engine hatch. It's definitely more insulated than it was before, but as I mentioned in some of my earlier comments, something's going on with the gearbox. It's way quieter, and driving this boat at idle and low speeds, it's much quieter than the earlier model. So whether that's a combination of the insulation now and something else going on with the motors, I don't know. Maybe you can tell me, leave a comment. But here we have the twin 220s. So it is optional with the single. You know, I don't think that's going to be hugely popular in this country. A lot of people like the maneuverability of twins, but that'll be up to you. And the 220s, you know, you can look at the test drive video to see how they perform. In terms of the layout, we've got on the port aft quarter, we've got all our batteries just there. We've got the Fireboy system forward of that. Power distribution on the forward bulkhead, and then we have both engine batteries individually immediately in front of each engine. You've got this nice ledge to just stand on. If you're doing any of your regular engine checks, you don't fall down into the bilge as such, but even accessing all parts of the bilge is possible. And over on starboard behind me, we've got fuel distribution and filters, and we have the hot water system just there as well. So yeah, for a mechanic's point of view, this thing's pretty good. Okay, so a couple of big gas struts. She's a big, heavy, solid door, that one, so you wouldn't want to get your toes mixed in there. But I think you guys should go around the starboard side, and I'll go through the helm door and meet you at the bow. So from an operational perspective, you can sit here and just hang your head out the window. So if you're reversing into a marina, I find this like just wonderful. You can also stand up and put your head out the sunroof. It's electric sunroof, and even short ass like me still gets some benefit and extra visibility when needed by putting my head out there. I've got diesel and water intakes and waste out all on starboard side. So sensible German thinking once again. So you come into the dock, as your side opening doors on the starboard side, the helm's on the starboard side, so let's put the fill-up points on the starboard side. I like that. We've got this rub rail along the gunnels, so if you've got a fixed dock with poles, you can bump into them, not worry so much. big oversized cleats, and moving our way forward and aft. Yeah, you've got a lot of protection because you've got the railings, but the deck is set down a foot. So you come up one step and then onto the bow here. And so you do feel quite secure underfoot. So come and just try and get all this in shot. One thing you do have to watch when you're coming up on the bow is this foot well. So if you didn't know what you were doing, you could look a little bit stupid if you fell on your ass just walking there if you didn't know that was there. So be aware of that, but it's there for a reason because it's a lovely forward-facing love seat, which is great. So this is good for, you know, 2 people it's designed for, but you obviously got space for more. But this is great. It's multifunctional and a big improvement on the earlier design in terms of the cushions and the way it's laid out and the way it's packed away. This section here just opens if you want to open that hatch down below. And then operating the anchor, we did just anchor here and I did it myself. It's all done from the helm, but everything's here. The anchor locker is massive. I store all the fenders in here. I don't really store them at the back of the boat because there's more than enough space. And just use that one for the fenders. And if you want to check the chain, have a look on that side just there. She's a quick windlass, Gal chain. Or yeah, is that Gal or stainless? No, it's Gal. And then you've got a little step here. If you were nosing someone into a fixed dock and you wanted to pick them up, that's where they'd step off. And the sun lounge. Oh, sun lounge with a footrest. Yeah, it's comfy. Obviously, you're not going to use it like this. This forward-facing seat can change around and turn it into a proper sun lounge. But it's comfy. I've got drink holder here and here. It's all good. There's covers that go over it. So you don't have to move the sun lounge out of the way at the end of the day. You can just leave it up on the front. And then access on port, you still have walk-through access on the port side, but it's narrower compared to the starboard side. So it's enough for you to put out the fenders and grab a line if you were tying up on port, but it's much easier because the cabin is slightly offset on the starboard side to access fore and aft. So that's the way it's been designed. And I just think that's sensible. Whilst we're here, pan back over here and just have a look on the roof. It's just all good, nicely finished stuff. Big sunroof on the tracks, in drains. The water's going to just roll forward down the drain and get out of your way. Air horn, sensible stainless steel mounted nav light, VHF aerial, flag holder, grab handles here and there, and then you can see your roof operation, retractable roof after that. So it's just kind of clean and simple, really. Got our windscreen wipers here and here, and they've got freshwater wash in them, I can see. So yeah, I think that's it. What are my thoughts? What is my wrap up on the Sealine 335? A great improvement on the original, which was already an awesome boat. So if you're looking for, in fairness, if you're looking for a family boat up to 40 feet and you want to have 2 cabins and with the option to sleep 2 more kids, say, not so much adults, and you want that weekender style of boating, you really might have been that person considering buying a beach house. This is absolutely something you should have on your list. It's going to bring you those great weekends, give you that weather protection, give you the enjoyment inside and on board, and it's just going to get you to more places with less fuss. Yeah, I think it's definitely a boat for you. And if that is the case, you need to talk to the guys from Windcraft. I'm going to put a link to their website in my description below. They're a fantastic team. I know them and have known them for many, many years. So I recommend talking to the guys down there at Windcraft. They're based in Pittwater, but they've got offices Australia-wide. My name is Dan Jones. This has been Dan's Boat Life. I will see you on the next one.